Good evening to you all. Today is our day 53 of this 3-month data analytics bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months. And today is our day 53.
Sorry,
Like
sir.
always, we start by showing our outline. That is what we are to cover for the day. If you can see, we are going to have a recap on the 52 and we will solve week 7 individual assignment. Then we will discuss about histogram and line chart if the time permit us. These are what we will cover for the day. So let me just hover over the week, the assignment of week 7. This is the assignment. The first question I just asked you to customize the table. You are to customize the table. So just go ahead and do the customization. Like always, we know how to do it. So I'm just going to try to do the customization like always. So I'm just going to highlight everything, change it to times, New Roman. I will just leave everything the way it is. I will add the border. So after adding the border, I will just increase this. Oh, it's too wide, so I'll just reduce it a little bit. Increase this. I'll just this. So this one, I will make it this. I will do this. All this, you know how to do it. So it's not something big. It's just like you all know how to do this. So I'll just do this. And please let me say something, please. As a data analyst, let me tell you this. If you were asked to solve a particular data, please from today take note on this. Like what I asked you in my in Facebook, on Facebook, what I asked you to solve a particular issues. I just give a scenario, you need to solve it. Please stop talking about customization of data. Please stop talking about that. But you can talk about the validation of data. That is how to format the data to make sure each cells contain the data is supposed to contain. If it is numeric, it's numeric. If it is date, is date. You make sure you clean the data. That's what you should talk about. Nobody cares about you talking about customization, putting border, times New Roman. This, and please, the test to that, please. Please stop doing that. Okay, so now that what we are going to do, I think this all for the customization. When you did this, you are done with the customization. So let's continue. But let me tell you one thing. All this customization that you need to do, please, you go ahead, clean your data, do a lot of things that make your data ready for the work. Because I will show you what is happening to each and every one of you that a lot of people are saying, yeah, we get an error this, we get error that, we get mistake this, we get mistake that. So, but I will show you something right now. So let's continue. Find the age of all the civil servants. So we need to find the age of them using the date of birth. But let me tell you this. If you apply this, first of all, let me turn it to general because I don't want it to be a date also. So if I said, for example, equals to dated, if open bracket, this comma, today, comma, and I put my year. If I close it, it will give me year. Of course, it will give me this year. But if I double click, I'm going to get a values that make it to be error. Why? Because it's not the date format in some of them, because there is value in the format. That's what it's telling you. Error in the value. So please look carefully at your data. Why are you having this error? Can you rectify the error? Yes or no? If you can recall, when we did the formatting, date format, if you can recall, I've told you in Excel, you start with the date followed by the month. Then you end it with year. That's how the date format is, not the way we used to do it. What we used to do, we used to put month. You see, we used to put month, then followed by date, then followed by year. That was some people used to put their format. But the normal format, you first started with what? You need to put the dates, you followed it with the format, with the, with the month, then you end it with the what? You end it with the year. So this is what is happening in this data. Because they started with the month, you see, even if you turn it to short date, you see, it started with the month, followed by date, because there is no way we can have 15 months. So we don't have it. If I change it, let me just change it and show you something. If I just turn this 15 to 6, I turn this 6 to 15, this value will be gone. It will give us 49. Okay, so let me just put back everything the way it is. So now, you see, this is the wrong way to do it. You need to transform your data to make it, to arrange it well so that Excel will recognize how the format is. I'll show you a very simple way. I don't want you to go and just suffer yourself and do a lot of things that will make you suffer. All you need to do, let me delete everything. I'll delete this, highlight it, I'll make it general. What I'm going to do by default, I'm going to separate all of the dates into 3 columns. That's what I'm going to do. I'll make it very simple. All you need to do is text to column the dates. Go to text to column. Sorry, I'm not removing the double. Go to text to column. You see, go to this. You see, select this. This is what differentiate them. That is /. That what differentiate the date. Just put your /. Put next. What you are going to do, let me delete this. I'll just click on this empty. I'll click OK. Yeah, OK. I just need it. So this is how it's going to be. By default, this is how the dates is going to be. So what if I want to do it, I can just copy this. For example, let me just copy. Okay, I don't need it. Let me just delete this. So I'll just concatenate everything in the new date. So I'm going to rearrange the date. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say equals to, I'm going to say concat or concatenate when anyone you want. I will put this. Okay, not this. I will start with what? The third one. That is, this one's supposed to be the first. That is the date. So I will start with the third one. Then I put comma. I put this double quote and put /. I will close my comma. Then I will select the next one, which is D2. Then I will put comma. I will put double quote. I'll put my /. Then I'll put comma. The last one is F2. I will just click on the F2 and press enter. It will give me another date format. So all I need is to double click it. I'll just copy it and just press special it. So I'll just press special because I'm getting rid of all this. So that's all. So now I have my dates clearly the way I want it to be. So all I'm going to do now is to create the H column. I'm going to say equals to dated if open bracket this comma today this, then I'll put the year, I'll close it like this, press enter. Sorry, I'll turn it to general because it's date. So I'll just turn it to general to give me 57. I'll just put it at the center like this, then I'll double click, then I will not get any error up till the end. You see, there is no any error. We get what we want. We get the total age of all the civil servants. Please, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's all for this question. So you see, we don't have any error. A lot of people are telling me we have error, we have this, we have that, this. So you need to change the format of the dates and make it look somehow this. Please try it and see. So that's number one thing. We are done with this. So let me move to the next question. The next question said that we need to create this particular condition formatting. Age below 60 years, it shows good, but where it is above 60, it shows cancel. Yeah, so that's what we need. So if it is below, it's good. If it is above, it's cancel. So let's just create that condition format. It's very, very simple. Not for us to do that. So what we are going to do is just to come here. So I'm just going to create another cell like this. Under this cell, all what we are going to do is we are going to create, we can highlight everything. You see, we can highlight it, all of it up till down. We can do that. But what we need to do first, we need to say if open bracket, this is greater than 60, comma, we need 1, comma. If it is not greater, we need 0. That is, if it is false, then we click enter, it will give us 0 because it's what? It's less, because it's less. So if it is true, it's going to be this. If it is this, it's going to be this. That's what we just did. So all I'm doing, I'm just going to highlight everything so that we can create the conditional formatting. Go to new rule, create this and just click this. I'll just show only this. I will remove this. Then here, I'll put 1 and here I'll put 0. Then
0.
I'll put cancel, for here I'll put good, then I'll click OK. So you see, wherever it is above 60 is going to be this, wherever. Okay, so sorry. If it is above 60, we need good. Okay, so it's going to be vice versa. You see, it's going to be vice versa, not the way we did. Because if it is above 60, that one we need it to be
X.
good. Yeah, that one we need it to be good. No, it is when it is below. Okay, sorry.
Below is good. Below
when
is
it
good.
is below 60 is good. Okay, yeah. So what we did now, we make it X when it is below, right? So we need to change it. Not it's supposed to be vice versa. Just go to manage rule. You click on it, edit the rule. So now you see what we are going to do. We can just even change this to cancel. We made this to good. We can do that and press OK, applied, good. You see, we just create this just in a short period of time. This is how it's going to be looks like. So whenever it's below 60, it's going to be good. When it is above 60, it's going to be cancelled. So if I make this to be 61, definitely it's going to be cancelled. If I made it to be 77, it's cancelled. If I made it to be 23, it's going to be what? Good. So you are done with this question. The next thing is to count how many people are due for retirement. Because anybody who is above 60, he is due for what? For retirement. So let's just count how many of them are due for the retirement. So let's say number of civil servants due for retirement. So now in order for you to do that, you are going to use count if. It's very simple. This is the range. The age is the range. Comma, what is the criteria? Is greater than 60. So just put double quote, put greater and write 60, close your double quote, put this and press enter. It will give you the answer. We have 130 people that are due for the retirement. And you are done. That's all for this assignment. And this assignment is one of the most simplest assignment, I think. The most easiest one for you to just solve it and get your 5 marks. So you see how we solve it. I think that's also, let's just get started with our normal class. So let's get started. So now today's class, we are going to discuss about histogram, like I just said it. So sorry, I'll just go back to the Excel. I'll just explain what this histogram is all about. So histogram, whenever you have a numerical data, and that data is continuous data. We talk about continuous data with you, discrete and continuous, right? Please, yes or no? I don't know if you can recall what continuous data is all about. I don't know, but we did it. Have we discussed about continuous and discrete data, please? Okay, that's great. Okay, so whenever you have a numerical data, that is pure numerical data. If you understand what we did in bar chart, and what we did in pie chart, it has to do with categorical form of data. That is a data that has a category. That is, we have, for example, north, south, east. That is one category, 2 or more categorical data. That's what we just did. But this data, it's just a data that has, is numerical data. It's not categorical. It's just a numerical data. So any numerical data that is continuous, that is, it can take any value, anything. We can use what? We can use histogram to show that particular data, because histogram group a particular data for us within a particular range and create a chart based on that grouping that it did. So that's what histogram did. So it's different from bar chart, column chart that we did is different from them, because they dealt with categorical data, while this one dealt with what? Dealt with clean numerical data. Let me just use this data that we just clean now. Let me just use age. Age data is what? Is clean. What? Age data is clean. What? Is clean. Numerical data, because as we know, we can just find the average of the age. We can do this, we can do that. Everything in the data, we can do it. So now let me do something for you. If I click on this, let me just click on it. Let's create a histogram on it. You see, this is the histogram. You see it here. Just click on it, you will see it, histogram. Click on it. The histogram will create a range based on the data that we have. It will create that particular range. Look at what just happened. Look at it. We have the range of the data, because the data is very big. So we have the range of the data. Look at it now. We have range of 38 to 39. That's the frequency. That's what it just gave us, the frequency that it gave us, the data. That's what we have. So you see, we have 34.2 to 36. We have 45 to this. That is the range of the year of people. That is between this particular category to this particular category, between this to this, and it creates a chart based on it. So this is what you use it to do. So it will create this range for you. Let me open another data. This is our file. That is the one we normally use. Okay, so let me delete this. So now if I want to just have a both side of these products, selling price of the products of 2021. If I create a histogram, you see it only create 3 for us. That is between, let's say this is million, between 33 million to 95, 95 to 157, 157 to 209. So between this range, it creates a chart for us. So we can add the value and see, okay, so between 33 to 95, we have 4. Between 95 to 157, we have 10. Between this to this, we have what? 60. That means it shows the frequency between the data, and it shows the kind of distribution based on the group of the particular data given to you. So this is what this this histogram is used whenever you want to show that particular thing in your data. So when you have a clean numerical data, whether it is money, whether it is whatever like this, what we just did, because this can be a money, like I said, it can be millions of naira or thousands, maybe that 3,000 or 100,000. Histogram will group it for you. But let me show you the difference between this histogram and line chart. If, for example, we want to use this and column chart, sorry, you see, this is how column chart is going to show it. That's what column chart will show. You see it at this. And if we use the bar chart, let me go back to this. Okay, I can change the chart. You can just click on change chart. If I use the bar chart, you see, this is what bar chart will show. Because the bar chart is going to present the whole data for you. Because from 1 to 20, because we have 20 people, so it will show you from 1 to 20 what is happening. But histogram, that's not what histogram will do for you, because bar chart will consider the data as categorical. So each and every one of the data, it will just give name for it. That is number 1. This is 178. If I just, let me just do it, add label. This 178, automatically bar chart or column chart will give it 1. This one will give it 2. This one will give it 3. So if, for example, I just use the categorical name of them of the region, if I highlight it like this, I use bar chart or column chart or bar chart, you see, it will say east, west, south, north, east, south, south. You see, each column or each particular thing will come with its name. So that's what the difference between these two columns are. Please don't get confused between the two. This one has to do with this. This one has to do with this. Don't get confused with the two. So now that's for the histogram. So take note on that. You can use histogram in order for you to show that distribution of numerical variables within a particular group or series of data. So that's what you need to understand about this particular this. And like I told you, it just gives you, it projects between range. It projects the range. I just show you the difference. While bar chart or column chart will display the entire data. For example, if I come back to our first example, you see now we group it. That one is just too small. So now if we try to use column chart to show this, it's going to give us something that you see you can't even understand what it's saying. You see, look at what is happening. Please, how can you explain this? How can you explain this? So because each particular data is treated as a distinctive category. That one is showing this. When you use column chart, or let's use bar chart. Let's change the charts and use bar chart. You see bar chart, this is what is going to show. How can you explain this? For example, ask yourself, how can you explain it? Your project. So please, I hope you understand the difference between the two. I hope you understand. So please, let's move on. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to talk about line chart. Line chart is the most common chart used in data that has to do with money and data that has to do with time frame. So line chart is what people call line plot. Sometimes people call it line plot, or sometimes you will hear people calling it line graph. So it is line chart, line plot, line graph. It's the same name. Like I told you with other charts that we just did, I told you what people just call them. So this one also has a lot of names, and it always shows the kind of trending of a particular data within a particular period of time. It shows the trending, how a particular data trend. That's what this line chart did. So over a period of time, it shows you how something is changing, how something is changing, how it's moving from this to this, from this to this. That's exactly what this particular line chart is showing for you. So let's say, for example, this is particular. If we use this data, let's use this data because we have this and we have 8. This data will never give us what we need. So this is the line chart. Let's just try and see if we can project it because oh boy, project it. You can't project it because it's kind of the trend of the period within the period of time is not even correlated with the entire data, because we can't compare 1960 with 1921 with this. It's going to be something different. But what we are going to do, let's say, for example, we want to say we are going to create, let me just create some dates. For example, let me just create some dates. Let's say January. Let's say January. Okay, let me just say January. Let me just create this to make it January. Let me just create January. Oh, sorry. I need to copy this and make it this, so that when we drag it, it will not change, I think. Yeah. So we'll make it January. No, I just want it to be copy cell, just the same January, because we want to use the same period of time. So as you can say, period, I can say cell or price. Let me just use the price. So we want to see the trend of the price. You see, this is over the period of January. We want to see the trend of this. So let's see what will happen if we try to show it, because I have my own data that I want to use. So you see, this is what is showing to you. So within this month of January, okay, let me make it January. I think let's make it January, February, March, up till December. Yeah. So let's stop at December. Okay, so let's project it again. So within January, February, March, we want to see the trend of the price of a particular thing. So you see, we have a lot of them, but you can use this one that has a dot in it, or you can use this one, a simple line. Whatever, anyone you want to use, you can just go ahead and use. But I can't say you can use this one, line one, you can use this tax one, you can use this one. Anyone you want. Let me just use this one. It will be more easier for you to. So you see, over a period of time, we are just seeing how the trend of the price is going. So this one is 57. That one, the line goes straight. So I'm going to change it. Let me just say 106, for example. Let's make this 112, 11. Okay, let's make it 50. I'm just showing you this because sometimes if you are trying to do it, let's make this let's say 78, 77, 50, okay, 89. Okay, so let's make it 40. So you start from there. So like this. So this is how, when you have the data, this is how the charts will look like. This is how the line, your line will look like. So you can increase the chart. Okay, let's just do this to remove you can remove this. Yeah, you can remove this if you want. And also you can right click on the line chart and add the level. So this is the level. So it shows between January, the price is 40. It goes to 55. From 55 goes to 102. So it falls down during what? It falls down in April, May, June, July. It's all around this, like this, and it goes up like this. You see, that's what the trend, how it shows over a period of time what is happening within a particular data. That's what the line chart is all about. So let's go back to our normal data also that we used to do, we work with. So like this is our data. So now, for example, in 2021, we have 2021, 2022, 2023. Let's just match them together and see what we are going to see based on it when we show it in line chart. So sorry, let's just click on it. You see, when we project it, this is what will happen. Look at the charts. The gray one is for 2023. It's showing us what is happening in 2023. Yeah, you can all use, you see, you can change the chart based on this, you see, but I highly recommend you always to do something like this. So you see, in 2020, 3. This is how it's showing. It's just showing that we have this, you see, so we can add the value so that we can see it more and understand it more. So you can add the value, you see. All this is what is showing you. So we have this, we have this, we have this. So you see how the trend is working in 2000 this and 2000 this and 2000. That means you compared the what? You compared the charts. You compared the charts and see what is happening. So you can add 2 or more line charts in a single chart. But let me tell you one thing, please. I highly recommend this. Don't add more than 4 charts in the same chart, like 4 line charts, because this 3 is enough. Please don't go beyond 3. Maybe you have 5, you want to add more than 5. If you need, the best thing for you is just to create like 2 separate of them. Maybe you create for the 2020 and 2022. Maybe you can create 2. So you can just go ahead and create for the 2. So just create it for the 2. It's okay. Please, it's okay for the 2. This comparison showing, okay, this is what is happening in 2022 and 2023. For example, between a particular month, if we have the month, because we're supposed to have the name of the month, that is the trend of the period of the time. We need to have it when we have this, because this is what is going to show. So we're supposed to have this, supposed to be January. For example, this is supposed to be January till December. So I can double click it like this. So it's supposed to be like this. So now when we click on it and we add the line chart, this is how it's supposed to be. You see, in the month of, let's say, October, maybe it's 2021, this October, you see the price goes up and it goes down in the month of this 20, this and that. That's what is showing. That's what you need to understand when it has to do with this. And this is supposed to be, for example, outlet 1, outlet 1. This is supposed to be outlet 2. For example, so in the month of January, the same year, outlet 1 goes a lot of things between outlet 2 and outlet 2. You are comparing it and seeing the trend of the values based on the time frame that you have. So please, you should understand this, practice this a lot. Practice this line chart a lot. It will help you a lot, because in every analysis you need to give this trend. You need to give this trend line on what is happening between a particular period of time, especially if the data has a month or date or something that shows a time frame of that particular data. You need to project that. There is something, or the last thing that I'm going to show you that has to do with this, which this particular thing that I'm going to show you, it has to do with comparing bar chart or column chart with line chart. That's what I'm going to show you, column chart with line chart. For example, now I can do this. For example, let's say this is the, let's say, profits, and this is the expenses. Like this. This is the profit and this is the expenses. This is the outlet. This is the period of time. Let's say period. So now, for example, if I project this, let me just stop at December. If I project this, for example, in line charts, this is what is going to happen. You see, the expenses is what? Is this column. The profit is blue. So now I can create a trend line between them, so that that trend line will show us between the profit and expenses, which months the expenses goes up than the profit. So I can change this particular column, the one of expenses. Just click on it. You see, it only select the color of expenses. That is this orange column. When you click on it, it will show this chart design. You can click here, you can click on chart design. Select on this change chart type. If you click on this change chart type, especially those that are using, any Excel can do it. I think any Excel can do it. You see these expenses. You see these expenses. Just click on it and change it to line. Change it to line chart. You can select any line chart. You see, I just change it to line chart. Just click OK. So this is how it's going to look like. You see, you just create a awesome chart. You see, I can remove these grid lines inside it. You see, I can remove this. You see, I create a very good looking chart like this. So I can change the color. I can format it, come to format. Just change any color. I can make it green if I want. Sorry, I can turn it to green. All this one, I can turn this on also. Maybe I want it to be, for example, any color. Maybe this, I want it to be this. Okay, sorry, just make it this. like this. So you see, this is how it's going to look like. So I can just create a very good looking chart like this. So we have the trend. Oh, this line, since it's expensive, I think the best thing to do is, I think you can make it, maybe if you want, you can just make it red or something like that. Click on it and change that whenever you want to do, just change it like that. So you can make it red, sorry, just make it red like this. So since it's expensive, so you make it red and it will just be trending like this. That's how it's going to look like. So this is what you should take note on when it comes to this. So if I turn this to 200, you see it will go up. So the expenses is just less than this thing. So you can click this and add label on this. So this is the profit and this is the expenses. That is the trend of the expenditure within the period of time, January to March 2020 or 20, whatever you want it to be. So this is all about what we are going to do here. So please, you practice all these charts that we did, the histogram, the line chart, the pie chart, the bar charts, all of them. Go ahead, get the data, please start projecting them, creating them. When you did it, copy it like we did last time. You see, we already have our this, just paste it the way you want, just create it like this, paste it, so that when you are done, you see you are creating something else. We'll have a class that we will create a dashboard together, but don't worry, go ahead and start putting your charts in the same different separate charts. Just keep putting them in separate charts, arrange them the way you want, this and that. When we did the we create the dashboard, you will see how to do it by yourself. So don't worry, this is where we are going to stop today, and tomorrow we will continue. So if you have a question, please just answer it. We have less than 2 minutes and 25 seconds to go. If you have a question, you ask. If you don't have any question, then I believe we can call it a day. Please practice this. Get a laptop. If you don't have a laptop, go to any cafe. I think it's 150 per hour. Just pay 150 naira. Take your 1 hour, keep working. If you beg them that you are not going to use their internet, they can allow you to work with their system for free. If you can just give them 400 for the whole day or 500 for the whole day, they can allow you practice.
I have a short question now.
Yeah, I continue. You can write it or you can say it. Yeah.
No, let me just say it to be faster. So please, this is our chat presentation, especially these line charts. Can it be done in real time? In real time, for example, when you're doing forex trading,
yes, that's what they are doing. That's what they are doing. They use the line chart to put. I've told you it's used for financial analysis. Almost all the financial analysis, data that is continuous, data that is coming, trending data. That's what we use it for, the trending data. That's what all these Binance, crypto, and all of them, they use line chart to show a lot of things now. That's what they use.
Wow.
They use it to show it. That is to show the trend. That's the trending. Even all this capital market, when capital market close, if you look at it, it's line chart. The market start, it open at the rate of this, and it continues this, it falls, it's right, it falls, it's right, it falls, it's right. That's how it is, falling and rising. That's the line chart. And that's what you can do. Yeah, that's what you can do.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So I didn't see any question. I think we only have 30 seconds to go. So that's okay. We can call it a day. Histogram, it's add us all what's inside our cells together. I didn't get your question. I just told you it's a histogram grouped the data for you. It grouped the frequency of the data within a particular range. It grouped it for you and just project it for you. So between this frequency and this frequency, we get this. Between this, we get this. So please have a wonderful dream and good night to you all. Take care.
Good night, sir.